We work for the King. Now, let's be clear. When we say the King here, we're not talking about King Charles III. We are talking about the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. And in some of our other code values, you might hear this in some of the other ones, we've discussed about kingdom living. And this is central to that idea. We live and work in his kingdom.
And this value comes from Colossians 3, verse 23 to 24. Whatever you do, work at it with your whole being, for the Lord and not for men, because you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as your reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving.
So when we say we work for the King, this is a really wide-ranging value, right? Yes, we have earthly authorities, we have our bosses, leaders, teachers, and it's right to obey them. But as Christians, we're ultimately working for the King of Kings. Everything we do should flow from our love, our respect, our honor for all that Jesus has done for us. We work in every sphere of our lives, whether that's at home or at church or in the marketplace, for the Lord, with our whole being, as the verse says.
This value encourages us to work hard, not to earn salvation or to prove that we're good Christians, but because we've been saved by grace. Ephesians 2 makes clear that salvation is a free gift. We can't do anything to earn it. So this is not about working for a reward. But it goes on to say that we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So God has prepared these good works for us. And if that's true, should we not work hard at them? If we recognize that we're not just working for our boss, our teacher, or ourselves, but that for the King, then our work takes on a whole new significance.
It does, and I experienced this in my own life. I had to rely on this value. Before I was running my own business and leading church, I worked in a couple of companies and starting out in the working world as I did. And I thought I knew everything. I wanted to move up quickly. But I found it much harder than I expected, especially in tough jobs like call center. Shout out to all the call center workers. And I remember crying out to God, not even asking for a new job anymore, but declaring that in this situation, in this tough time, I would work for Jesus. And I told him, I will work for you, not for anyone else, not even for myself. I will work for the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And it gave a whole new perspective to my working day.
So for those of you who are part of Revive Church, remember that you're not working or serving Ben and I, but you're working for Jesus. And actually, we're just here to point you to Jesus and to try and move us all in his direction on his mission. And if you're new to Revive or new to the faith, then this value, we work for the King, will help you in every area of your everyday life.
It will. This value also helps us find purpose and see our value in God's kingdom. But there are times when it would be easy to settle for doing things, just doing enough, right? To say that'll do. But when it comes to God's kingdom, we need to challenge that attitude. We work for the King, and that means we do things well. As Colossians says, we work with our whole beings to see his kingdom advance on this earth.
And let's be clear, God isn't looking for perfection, and we as leaders aren't either. But we do want to mirror God's excellence. And we encourage everyone to work with their whole being, using the gifts God has given us for the mission he's set before us. We work for the King, and there is no greater calling than that.